follow up those three guys who you just had is, they played well. Defense is why you win. Um, Offense tells you by how much. And we were, okay defensively. The thing that I have to remember is I know they got a third of their rebounds, but five of them are team rebounds. So those are deflections, things that go out of bounds just because guys are battling for the ball. But it's 22-5 on second chance points. So we still were able to retrieve 40% of our misses, and so there was some positives there for us. But yeah, again, we need to do a good job on the glass, and we're not always going to shoot it that well. I thought the best decision that we made this week was we actually took off last Sunday. I really wanted to practice, but the staff talked me out of it, and we had legs tonight and shot it pretty well. So happy for those guys, and a lot to clean up. We'll get better, obviously, as the year progresses, but a lot to clean up before a tough game on Tuesday night versus Boise State.
Let's just start with the school record. You knew coming into this that you guys were going to be better behind the arc tonight. I mean, is this something that you kind of envisioned when you're putting together this team? Something like this was possible.
In theory, right? You just don't know if it'll ever materialize. I mean, theoretically, we're supposed to be better, but it always hasn't done that way. You probably heard me mention this before, but when I was at Oral Roberts for a 3-year stretch, we were number one in the country at making threes, and just had guys. We were also number one in the country at spacing the floor, and so you kind of pay attention more to the spacing. You have guys who can make shots. Kenyon being one of them. You can't fault a kid who is shooting it that well, and he pulls up on a zero fast break with nobody in front of him and shoots a three. It's like, all right, it's your night. But Mike can really shoot it. Really happy for Karan because of the confidence that he plays with and his ability to make corner threes. And Will got up two tonight. That second one was kind of in and out, but he's been able to make them in practice. And we need to make sure that we're taking the right shots. I thought that we took simple plays. So theoretically, when you put the roster together, you think you're better a shooting team. But I am glad to see it materialize for those guys.
After Kenny hits that three in transition, I look over the sideline, you got a big smile on your face. How much fun are you having coaching this team? It seems like they love playing basketball. They love playing together for each other. How much fun are you having coaching these guys?
Yeah, I mean, and again, I mean, there's going to be some adversity that hits us at a course in the year, and then you kind of peel back that band-aid, and then you understand, like, man, there's some bruises there that we weren't necessarily aware of. It hasn't happened just yet, simply because we're playing well and we're shooting it well, and there's a little bit of an offensive flow. So all of that, I'm happy for those guys. I mean, what Eman and Wilberg just, I'm a big believer in the proverb iron sharpens iron, but for those guys to have 21 points, 16 rebounds, 6 block shots, like to have a two-headed monster like that, I think that's what you take a lot of pride in, is like those, you have two guys who can show up and really impact the game. And the fact that they get those kind of numbers against Miles Rubin is a premier player center in not only in the A10 but in the country. And so to have that caliber of play against a player like that, we're pretty deliberate about trying to get the basketball inside. And the thing that the 16 threes are great, but just 2 turnovers. Really happy that we were just making simple basketball plays. Weston tells me that's a record. I don't know if we've confirmed it. Tied.
Yeah, why did this team come together so quickly? I mean, it looks like they played together for years.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've been practicing since June, so and I did think that we were mentally dialed in. I know we didn't look like it in that first media, like we were getting pretty interrupted through their skates and didn't handle pick and roll very well, and we didn't get to a shooter, and so there were some strategic things that we had to clean up. But I thought after that first media, when they jump out with 8 points, at the snap of the fingers, I thought that we kind of dialed back in and understood what we needed to do. We needed to defend without fouling. That wasn't happening, but that got better there in the second half. And the truth is we've been going since June, but I mean, there's challenges stylistically with how teams play, and kind of they were as they've shown on film, just like their three previous games. But I think once guys we get more and more playing time and on the court together, like we just won't have those. Hopefully, those lulls that just continue for a 4 or 5 minute stretch, and they're just kind of a play, and you can remind a guy what needs to happen.
Talk about the one on nothing, threes. For those guys, how green is the green light? Is it kind of calming them down, or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, if you're KG and you go 7 for 8, it's neon green. It's he doesn't even need Christmas lights at his place. But yeah, I was thinking about you, TJ. Like when we were sitting over there at 95 with 2 minutes to go, and I'm like, TJ said, this isn't going to be a regular. So I come in here with a little bit of humility. I thought we were going to get it there for a while, but yeah. I mean, that's what you can't overcoach shooters. Like I don't mess with shots. I don't really get into their techniques. I learned this from Chip England, who's with the Oklahoma City Thunder. You don't play players really think they can shoot. You kind of have to wait to show them percentages. And so I'm happy that our guys have confidence. Like, I mean, shoot the ball. I always wonder sometimes if your players are looking over at you after they shoot the ball, that I don't think I did a good job of in film and in practice, those guys understanding what the right shot is. But and it has more to do than is it going in. But I thought his looks were clean. And then they also, I mean, if you go look at Mike and KG's shots, I mean, there's gravity there. Like, I mean, they're well beyond that. Those are NBA threes, and that's why they're here. As I heard Rick Barnes say last year, they need to shoot the ball because nowadays they're paid to shoot the ball.
After that Kenyon three, you were jumping. I think that's the most excited I've seen you. 3 years on the side.
Really?
What was it about?
Yeah, I was just one. There was a run, so there were stops happening, and that's how you can kind of deliver big punches, right? I mean, if you'll turn around and get stops and then come down and take the right shot, you're happy for those guys. I thought I was more excited after Quincy Ballard dunk last year at K State, but I will tell you that you're just happy when your guys are playing the right way. I mean, I've always thought that it's our job to lead and it's to show them what leadership looks like. And then at some point during the season, you hand those guys the reins and they need to be able to lead. And so they're starting that process. You can kind of see it coming together, and it's fun to watch, but we can't get caught up in one night that's good offensively. Like we've got to clean some things up. Yeah, how about, I mean, gets a 3-point play like right out the bucket. I mean, his impact is defense, but I thought he's got a really good first step. His ceiling is so high just because I've used this word twice because I heard Warren Buffett use it. But his apperceptive mass, I don't really know what that means other than a library of knowledge. He just doesn't have much. And I think he's going to be a phenomenal player. He can impact the game right now just through his length and through his effort. So I was happy for him to get a quick start like that. And it was a play he was supposed to go to the corner. To be honest, it's supposed to be on the other side and him cutting from the corner. But we got it to him. He had a good first step, finished a play like that. And when he gets in shape and he gets healthy, he's going to be a force for us.
And you mentioned TJ was filling in for him the first couple games. What was
Yeah.
that when his decision of starting TJ again? And what did you?
Yeah, when you're winning, you're not going to mess up the flow. So yeah, we're not going to mess anything up as long. I mean, TJ 5 assists, no turnovers, defended his rear end off, and he's doing all the right things. Again, we have strength in numbers, and so who starts, who doesn't start. I know that's a kind of a big deal to players, but this is JV's first game, and there's work to do, but JV impacted the game.
2 turnovers for the game. How big is that?
It's huge. I'm just like it again. Like if you if you paid attention to teams that I've coached, we've always been able to do a good job. We got better last year. The first year I was here, it was a struggle. We got better last year. I think that had more to do with we just didn't have a point guard. That didn't. We got a little better last year, but really proud of this group. Just you're just trying to get them to understand what's happening on the court and do they understand the floor mapping that's involved and the spacing that's involved. So I am happy that they understand the value of the next pass. And then, to have what did we finish with here? 17 assists on 33 made buckets. So a little bit more than half of them are assisted. So 17-2 is a pretty good assist to turnover number.
Does it feel like you guys are like more decisive, like playing faster, like getting better looks earlier in the shot clock compared to the last 2 years? Is that a part of the low turnovers, high assists?
I mean, you've seen the numbers. You're smart. You've looked at the analytics. If you ever look at the NBA shot clock, and we've shown our team this, I mean, there's higher percentages the earlier you shoot. That first 10, I think we're a 145 in the first 10. I think we're like a 1.03 in the middle 10. And then this is kind of rare, but we're a 1.21 in the last 10. All that to say, if you can go against a defense that isn't set, you're probably going to be able to do that. So we work quite a bit. I think you've watched the game kind of change. We kind of simplify things just in regards to our spacing, and you do try to get them to make quick decisions and really encourage that early. And we told them that quick decisions are better than right decisions, just because you're learning how to move the basketball. I think now we're doing a good job of our off ball cutting, and they understand we're making right decisions. Like we had to go through a period of time where it was pretty chaotic, and you kind of have to live with it and understand it and come back in the film room. But you know, going against a defense that isn't set with quicker decisions, it helps. Thanks, guys.